Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War campaign 6, week 3, day 1. So today, we got ourselves a pretty interesting new weapon. I don't have it yet, but we're about to do the test to do so. So of course, main thing we'll be doing all the chapter 3 tasks, which will allow us to have access to the new Flask weapon that just came out today. Definitely seems like it should have some pretty good potential. Of course, we have not had the opportunity to mess around with it quite yet. However, the Celestial Flask is the weapon in question. Ends up creating 3 potions of either blue, green, red, yellow, purple, and then can gain an extra turn. Use red, blue, which means it can potion into itself. So will be interesting to see how that ends up working out. So our main goal today is to go do all chapter 3 tasks and then go and mess with Flask for the rest of the stream. That is the game plan right now. Anyways, let's see, what do we even have for the objectives? Let's go bring up the nice full sheet, which should be posted on the forum. Also, the world event is so absurdly annoying as far as the optimal way of doing it. I'm pretty sure every single person in my guild actually has a different score for it if I go check. Also, we have Guild Wars this week. But if I go check this, pretty sure no 2 people have the exact same score because of how it is. Oh, actually, there's 2 people that do. Only 2. Well, not counting the zeros, because obviously the zeros are tied. But of the non-zeros, only 2 people are tied with the same score because of how random the scoring is. Okay, why on earth is there no scroll bar-y thing? Anyways, where is the weekly tasks? And is it all the way at the first post, or do we have to go down? Down, 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 down. There it is. That should be the right one. August 23rd. Nice solid post on it. What's the easiest way to do this? Link address? Copy link address, I think is the right one. Put that in there, put that, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, so, first thing, get 44 dwarf kills in KZL. Win 22 ranked PvP battles. Okay, the first one's pretty free. The second one, not so much. Though we do have, theoretically, we could just keep it there and just do it during Guild Wars if we really wanted to. Because we actually bought the bigger pass, so we technically don't need to do that to obtain Celestial Flask. Though we'll probably just do it. It's not too big a deal to just kill a bunch of PvP with, like, Rogue Spider or something. Match 300 browns in a battle is pretty straightforward. Complete 3 does at 40 plus. We're gonna have to go out of our way for. Earn 25 glory in battle. That we'll actually have to do a couple of battles for. Normally it's a pretty small amount, but that's a little bit higher. Use a hammer for 15 wins. You could literally just a Rowan build and just do 15 times. Use a vault key. Actually, you just have to kill. I'm not sure why it always says use a vault key to kill a treasure gnome. You don't have to. You can actually just kill a treasure gnome. Using a vault key to do it will just instantly get you to that point. Though if you're short on vault keys. Though the moon is in drop table now. So you might have already opened some vault keys to try to get it. But that did come in as of today. Moon is now officially in the drop table. The chance of getting it is still like absurdly, ridiculously low. But it is indeed in the drop table as of today. So if you're playing free to play, you can go get it. But yeah, you don't have to use a vault key to get the one treasure gnome. It can simply be one found in a battle. It's just a lot quicker, obviously, to use a vault key for it. Explore Dark Zoom in difficulty 3, pretty straightforward, just kill with Rowan. Use Dark Zoom team for 4 wins, that's annoying. We'll probably just do the Wednesday, or the Thursday team for it, I mean. Because I believe I'm using a troop that corresponds with it, if I'm not mistaken. Where we just end up using it with the Slayer thing. So that would count as long as I change my hero class. It would just be a little bit slower because it doesn't have half mana start. Earn a bunch of souls in battle, pretty straightforward. We'll use a soul farming team once. Get 13 blue kills, which you can end up doing in any heavy blue located kingdom. So things like Glacial Peak, Stormheim, Merlantis, stuff like that. Craft 1 brown summoning stone, might as well just do that instead of skipping it. Use Slayer banner for 4 wins, pretty straightforward. You can even just set it to a Dust Devil team. Open 2 event keys. Kill Glaceon 1 time. Easiest way to do this would be just to find in PvP. There should be enough people using it to find it. And complete 1 adventure board, which I'm pretty sure adventure board is horrific today. Last I checked, there's literally nothing. It's a bunch of like common and rare, or common and uncommon tasks that have like nothing on it. That's not where it is. Let me double check. Yeah. It's literally just all trash. I checked it earlier. My offers are also pretty bad, yeah. Unfortunate, nothing good today. Though we did get an Imperial for 375 the other day. But anyways, or at least I got lucky and found it on mine. Because it's different for every player. The adventure board is the same for everyone, but the offers you get each day is different for every player. But hello, Mister. Hello, Hung. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Rogue. Hello, Roman. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Cookie. And hello, Isabel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's go and start getting into things then. Where should we start? Oh, also, I forgot to check the thing. I didn't get this earlier this morning. My whole schedule today has kind of been all over the place. But he's like stayed up to go record the thing and then crashed a little, but only slightly, so he still got it up at a somewhat reasonable hour, but then I still had other things I needed to do and just kind of delayed everything. And then just recently I just had dinner and I took a little nap, but the dinner made me nap so long that I just woke up like, what, 20 minutes ago at this point? Ended up having some salmon with the leftovers from the other day, from the hot dogs from when we did the other stream. But anyways, so where should we start here? Why do I keep clicking the wrong one? Where on earth are we going to start here? I guess we start on, since these can kind of be somewhat passive, and the other thing we have to go out of our way for in PvP, we're just going to ignore these two for now and go straight into these. So let's go open a vault key, focus on bronze, because there's nothing on silver that's like super annoying, right? Complete 3 delves that we have to go out our way for anyways. Glory is pretty much free while we do the PvP battles for that, so that we'd want to wait for that anyways. Use a hammer. Yeah, nothing in here we really need to worry about, so let's just go straight to bronze and start getting those tasks done. With that being said, let's go do a single vault key. While you don't have to use a vault key for this, it is the quickest way to get it done, since it will immediately guarantee that you fight against a gnome. And what team should we go with? I guess we'll do Night Spider. Night Spider I don't think is the quickest at doing this, but I still like using it for it. It's a really fun team. Has that going for it. Okay, so let's go kill this out. Fortunately, not much of a follow-up. Problem is getting the initial mana. This team's a little slow at doing that. Once it gets its mana, it's fine. But getting it in the first place is the issue sometimes. Once it does, it pretty much just extra turns forever. Not literally, but it's a pretty good loop. Pretty consistent, and it just dies. Wouldn't that be funny if we got the moon on the very first vault key we used? That is not the moon. We got some event keys though. Got a 3 celestial, which actually won the rare drops from him. A bunch of event keys, some diamonds, and a little bit of gold. Or never mind, that was just the normal gold. It's just saying it's going to the shrine. Which is such a weird mechanic that they had. I have no clue why they had a shrine. And look, without even trying, we already got rounds. That's why I said we just get it done passively. Because just using Leprechaun will or actually, we weren't using Leprechaun there, but just using Leprechaun would automatically give you some amount. Win runs in Drak Zoom. So it only wants us to do this once on difficulty 3. So the easiest way to do this is use a standard Romaine build. We already know we're going to be needing a hammer, so I might as well switch it to hammer and Drak Zoom banner. Just so it's ready to go. Well, actually, I won't switch to Drak Zoom banner, but I will switch to hammer for it. So we'll go to, oops, that's my iron team. Gosh, wrong one. Explore 3. And I will switch this to the hero class. We're going to do through the other thing. So the only thing I actually have to do here is put a hammer. And guess what? There's already a hammer there. Wait, did we get hammer 2 weeks in a row? Wait, what? Yeah, we got a hammer objective 2 weeks in a row. I didn't notice that. What week did we have last week? We had, Kazale. Oh yeah, we did. Because Kazale's a hammer weapon. Oh, that's interesting. I guess because it's both the 2 dwarf locations, we end up getting them back to back. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We had hammer 2 weeks in a row. I think that's the first time ever where the weapon requirement for one event week for the campaign was the exact same as the previous week's weapon requirement. Oh, we don't even need to change the team then, because we're using something else for the other objectives. Do you have recent Iron Gut team for build video? Oh yeah, we might cover a video specifically on Iron Gut this week. Might even do that tomorrow. We'll see. Do it tomorrow, Wednesday. But yeah, he's one of those mythics relevant enough that we probably should cover him in a little bit more depth this week. He's the best faction, the best faction troop in the entire game, which is pretty relevant because if you're looking for a nice solid option that can help you do factions, that is the thing to obtain, which makes it pretty viable. It's usable in a couple other locations too, but its most viable location is doing delves. And it can be used for a pretty wide array of delves, given it covers 3 colors, of course, because it's a mythic that allows it to cover a good number of them. Not every single one, though, of course. Like red purples and stuff like that, it cannot be used in. There are several color combinations where it can't, but a good majority of delves it is capable of being. When is Iron Hawk coming to Forge? It is right now. Oh, sorry, Iron Hawk. It isn't. I believe it already came this cycle, so I think you still have to wait a couple months, if not more. So probably around a couple months. But I believe the cycle's nearing its end. But yeah, it's still going to be a little while before you get Iron Hawk. However, Iron Guts is available this week. Not sure if I accidentally said that incorrectly at some point. These are both very similarly named. Oh wait, I just realized we had to do this at Explore 3. Fail. I was doing it on Explore 1 like, oh yeah, this will get it done. Whoops. Forgot it is specifically Explore 3, isn't it? Mistakes have been made. It's not too big a deal though. They go quick enough. Both categories die in one shot. If nothing else, we're getting more brown kills off the explosion. Though almost any team we do will do it. Yeah, Daddy Sharky, I forgot to switch it to 3. It's just a habit to put it to 1. Because a lot of objectives you can just quick kill at 1, and it doesn't matter. But it is specifically say 3 or higher. It did specifically say 3 or higher. Oh, so that one thing has a power. This is a really annoying delve, by the way. You pretty much almost never want to be doing delves here. Not only does it have a damaging and power, but it also has a one of the dooms. You should pretty much never explore in any location that has one of the 6 dooms, and this location has brown doom. It's just immune to literally everything, which makes it super annoying for most teams to deal with, since you can't insta-kill it, you can't stun it, you can't burn it, you can't, you know, anything like that. That might be able to do any of the quicker methods. Can't poison it. Win any battle in Zoom team except training. So this, we need a bunch of dwarf kills, right? So let's go to KZL at Explore 1 and do it this way. So the team I'm going to use is the one that we're going to be using for Thursday class events. The one exception being, oh, that's not a Thursday class event. There it is. Thursday class event. However, the one exception is I have to switch to Slayer Hero class so it counts as peer. And there we go. That is our team. So all I have to do is win 4 times, I believe it was. And this will count. Because this is a pure Zoom team now. A pure Zoom team of just Gemhammer. But our hero also has to be set to it for it to count, which is why we had to set the Slayer class. Wait, what? Why did first slot die? Wait, what? Oh, bleed. Oh, that's convenient. Slayer has bleed. That's pretty convenient. So whatever one has the lowest HP value, let's not attack it. Because that means it will die to bleed. Oh, that is very convenient. I never thought about that. There's a lot of weird Slayer interactions on Explore 1 that makes it somewhat decent. But yeah, we actually don't have to kill the 4th one. It kills itself with bleed. It just bleeds out. That is super convenient. Because we actually do just win in 3 gem hammers. Doesn't even matter what our weapon is. Oh, that just made this super quick. It's already over. That's convenient. I need to mess with Slayer more. There's a lot of weird interactions Slayer has that are unique only to Slayer Hero class. It's not even its main gimmick either. Its main gimmick is the double enrage it has, which is normally used for explore farming, or high difficulty ones like Explore 12. But there are a few weird things you could do on Explore 1 with its bleed, that being one of them. You can also do it to make Iron Hawk work with only 1 Iron Hawk. Earn souls from any battle except training. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to go to, we can just go anywhere. So I can go over here, switch my soul farming team. I use it as my divider so I don't ever delete it on accident. So we very rarely need to bring out the soul farming team because farming souls directly is pretty underwhelming in the current state of the game based on all the other ways you can get souls. However, you can just do this, throw this down, boom, we just hit all the souls we need for the objective. Done. Yeah, it took like, what, 20 seconds? I always keep it around just because it makes that task super quick. It comes out around about every other week anyways. Though I feel like it's been a couple weeks since we've seen it. Blue Slayer... I guess we'll go to Glacial Peak since it's right here. Oh, what team do we want? Let's just run a Dust Devil. Where is my Dust Devil? No, I'm farming. I really need to change the name of that thing. Ever since I changed it to not have a number in it, it always throws me off now. I wonder if they're temporarily boosted the drop rate of Moon. You've gotten 2 in 12 battles. Really? They might have since it just came out. I personally have not tried pulling for it, but that's just because we have, like, you know, we already have a copy of it. So there's really much of a point. Because I believe I already have a copy of it maxed. Actually, did I ever buy the max again? I can't remember. I believe I did because it counts for a Kingdom upgrade. Let's see. Wait, what? Oh, I still have it set to drag zoom from the video earlier. Whoops. There's that many things with the word moon in it. Oh yeah, I already have it max. So yeah, it wouldn't make any sense for me to try to get more of them. I believe I already have all the tarot card max. The only thing I don't think I have max is Heart of Rage, just because there's no point in maxing it. Because it's not associated to a kingdom. It's like the equivalence of a maxing it out a gnome. It's not really required. But I just need one more copy of it until we can. But anyways, so let's go back. We need a bunch more blue kills. Yeah, we should be averaging about 2 per battle. So what is that, 4 currently? So that's 4 more battles? No, 5. 5 more battles. Well, it depends if we get more blues, like this one has 3. Or wait, was that 4 actually? That might have been a pure blue team. This place is pretty concentrated with blue. Yeah, we got 3 right here. 2 more after this one should do it. Unless we get lucky with a lot of them on the following one, in which case we'll take 1 more after this one. Looks like 2 more. There's only 2. If that was like a 3 or 4, I think we would have hit the objective. Oh no, it was still enough, never mind. The other ones had enough. Okay. Let's grab that. Brown Recruit, pretty straightforward. Literally just do Brown Summoning Stone. You can skip this if you want, it does save you resources. If you're still trying to get every weapon in the game, I generally would actually advise skipping these. However, we have enough spears that for our sanity where you're just going to immediately skip it. Just so we don't get some kind of annoying task there that takes like 10 minutes or something. Then again, it's on bronze, it'd probably take like 5 minutes, but still. He just did it in like 5 seconds. Okay, Banner Bearer. The easiest way to do this would just be to change it on our Dust Devil. So let me go find my Dust Devil team. And then just change it to that banner. Which I already just forgot which one it was. This one. And then we just go to any Explorer. We can literally just go back to Glacial Peak. Might as well. Actually, we need to kill Dwarf still. Let me go to the Dwarf location. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. Gosh, I'm hitting every single tab. There we go, Kizzo. The amount of misclicks. It looks the same on your guys' side, but I just misclicked so hard right there. I accidentally clicked the minimize button. I still hate that when playing on windowed mode for Gems of War. Because of how you click onto the enemy team, I hit the minimize button quite a lot. When you're like aiming for the top troop on the enemy team. Or something similar. Or like that general area whenever you have to click in game. It's just so close to where you have to click for some things. What's going to be even worse is when Puzzle Quest 3 comes out. Because the current location, I honestly have no clue how they haven't found this yet. And no one's reported it yet because pretty much everyone's playing on mobile. Because that's the only official release for it so far. But the location where you have to click for opening up your resource tab in that game is nearly the exact same location where your minimize button would be in windowed mode if you're playing on Steam. Which is horrifically bad for when it comes out to Steam. Because the amount of misclicks on minimize is going to be so ridiculously high for anyone not playing full screen. It's not the case on BlueStacks, because BlueStacks window is set up a little bit differently with how it is, relative to where the gameplay is. But on something like, oh wait, this didn't die, really? But relative to how it will be for Steam, it's basically going to be the exact location, which is going to be horrible. Why would I play Puzzle Quest 3? I'm hoping it becomes not horrible. We've been giving feedback and trying to make it not horrible. And if it's still horrible, we'll see, but... We've been giving it a shot. And we've been giving a bunch of feedback. And they've been listening to a fraction of that feedback. And hopefully if they listen to slightly more of that feedback, the game will be not horrible. But yeah, currently it's horrible. Still been playing it though. Alright, let's go do our 2 event keys. That is not a good drop. That is also not a good drop. However, it is the new troop, if nothing else. Instead of getting it through glory, you can get it through event keys if you want. So killing a Glaceon, the easiest way to go do this would be to go and go to PvP and repick spam for it. The other alternative is to go to Droxzoom and just play. The third alternative is to go do the world event. However, it appears very late in the world event, so I wouldn't advise going down the world event route. But the easiest way is just to repick spam PvP, so that is what we shall do. Oh, we found it immediately. Wow, what luck. Thank you to Warrior Princess for setting 4 Glaceons immediately on my thing. Oh, that was super lucky. We didn't even need to repick a single time. That is rather convenient. I am looking for my Night Spider. There it is. Hello, welcome, welcome. You only need 4 more weapons to have them all? Nice, congrats. Hopefully we'll get there soon. Yeah, they take forever to rotate. Rope Dart infamously took over a year to rotate around. But, yeah, it can happen sometimes. We'll take some red. That's within kill range, so I might as well go for it. I'm actually going to take it this way just so we can double kill down there for the next one. And we want to do that just because it distributes damage a little bit better. And that's pretty much max. There we go. And that's our 1 Glaceon kill. We got 4 of them. Objective could have been anything. Oh, look at how lucky we just got. Wow, this was the easiest we've had yet. Look, another Glaceon. Only 1 Glaceon, but a Glaceon. That one's actually using Glaceon in a team. But look at that. If the objective was kill 5 Glaceon, we would have gotten it done without having to repick a single time. That would have been super lucky. Luckily, we only needed 1. Adventurer. All we have to do is kill out Adventure Board. The only problem is I was going to skip Adventure Board today because it's so horrible. Unfortunately, this objective is forcing us to have to do it. So there is absolutely nothing of value on Adventure Board today. However, we do have to do it if we want to get it done today, unless we want to go repick it. That's quick enough, though. We might as well do it. Plus, we still get this loot. It's just basically no loot. It's just so bad. But nearly no loot is better than no loot. Hello, Gem God DS. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So once we finish out these tasks, we'll go hand out a code. And then we'll mess around with Celestial Flask. And see how that ends up panning out. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Celestial Flask will be. It seems pretty viable. Just haven't gotten to mess around with it yet. There's a lot of things that can be done for. Honestly, we probably need to cover 2 videos this week. One on Celestial Flask and another on Iron Gut. Because both are pretty relevant. I might cover the Iron Gut one first, though. That one's going to be easier to cover teams for. Celestial Flask I want to mess around with more, so we'll probably mess around with it more tomorrow night as well. Or on Wednesday, potentially. Because, of course, we got Guild Wars every night as well. You know what? I almost want to incorporate it into a Guild War day. Is red or blue Guild War in the next 2 days? I didn't actually check the list yet, as far as the order of color. I'll check it out after we get these objectives done. Or, you know, as soon as this daily adventure board's over. Because if blue or red, I want to cover it before the first blue or red Guild War day. Or on the blue or red Guild War day if it happens to be tomorrow. I'll find out. Yeah, I might cover the Flask video first then. It's just easier to cover Iron Gut teams because I pretty much already know what all of them are. Whereas Flask teams, we need to figure out what they are. Brown, red. Oh, okay. Good. So I can cover it this Wednesday then, if that's the order. Yeah, thank you. But if that's the case, Wednesday's red day then. Let me just double check. Yep, that is indeed the order. So yeah, I'll probably cover the video on Wednesday then. So we can cover Iron Gut tomorrow, and then that'd be funny if I show a brown Iron Gut team tomorrow. I might, just because it's Brown Guild War Day. It's not really advised, however, there is one really funny brown Guild War team that does utilize him, and for that reason, I shall mention it. I haven't used it for a while, but it's not horrible. It's Mountain Crusher, Iron Guts, Mountain Crusher, Iron Guts, Vashtagan, and I cannot remember what the last slot is supposed to be. But it's Mountain Crusher, Iron Gut, Vashtagan, and one other option. It's a bit of a weird team, but it does work. Anyways, we'll go grab that. Anything else? Okay, so let's go take our next objective. Also, how on earth have we not hit either of those two yet? So let's go to Kazale with the Rowan, and both of these should get done. Perfect, we're already set to it. So the reason we want to do this is we will get dwarf kills, and we'll get the browns we need. And what's kind of convenient is Mountain Crusher even helps us even more with that. Because Mountain Crusher is actually optimal for what we're trying to do right now, which is rather convenient because we had to have it on already. And we didn't even need to change it because it was the exact same thing we needed last week. So super convenient. Coincidence. I should probably be aiming a little more for browns though, because we're going to hit the dwarf objective way before we hit the brown objective at this rate. If I don't cast Mountain Crusher. But then again, we can always get the other objective done with PvP. But we need the other one to have PvP overlap. The 25 glory one. Otherwise, we'd have to do even more PvP. Oh, I found a glory now. Fortunately, that does not count as a dwarf. That counts as a gnome. And we only got 200 glory, the worst drop on it. Still a good one, though. Yes, as Poing mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. Helps with YouTube algorithm purposes. People find the channel. Asalabushka! Welcome, welcome. What do we even go for here? Let's take that for now. I'll take a Rowan down. Oh yeah, I've been quite a bit better. Still had it a little bit this morning, but yeah, it's pretty much gone for the most part. Still a little occasional sniffle. But it's mostly just seasonal allergies, I think, at this point. Win 22 PvP battles. However, I have 2 objectives underneath this I still need to get rid of. So, that'd be the easiest way to removing this one. Repick, no, I was kidding. Let's see. I need a more heavily brown-based team. Do I have any saved at the moment? I don't feel like I do. What's my Guild War Brown? What is my Guild War Brown? Sure. Was it spam Mountain Crusher several times or something? That'd be the easiest way without having to make a new team. You just keep casting Mountain Crusher until we have it. Not the most optimal way to get that many browns, however, without having to go out of the amount of time it would take us to go out of our way to just build a team for it's just not viable. Okay, let's hope that was enough. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Since apparently that wasn't enough. Also, it would have been quicker just to stay the Rowan team and do this exact same thing. This is a little bit of a slower start. It's meant for Brown Guild War, not for normal general purposes. be enough ground at this point, though. And then we just go wipe it out. Potion, you were coming in to help us. Yeah, that should be enough. Right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, Deep Delver. I want to get this done before we do the other one, so we have synergy on the two. So, Deep Delver. Complete a delve at level 40 or higher, which means we can do the level 50 ones. Which means... Hello, City of Thieves. We've been a while. Where is it? There it is. Didn't scroll down far enough. Is this set to level 50? No, it is not. So what we'll do is go into this battle, immediately retreat from this battle, and then set it to 50. Hello. Goodbye. No, I didn't mean to do that. No! Why screen loads so quickly? I don't have any saved on 50, do I? This is actually a problem. Hold up. Hold up. The misclick is strong. Why must you be the same location where I click? I didn't realize it goes to the screen so quick. Okay, hold up. Are we even capable of doing it yet? Now? I don't think we have any other kingdom set to... Oh, you know what? One of the newer ones I might have saved at a 20 that I never did. Hold up. Let me check like Emberina's or something. Are you set to 20? You are! Ha! I win. Forgetting to do those is beneficial. Okay, saved. Ever so barely saved. Okay, currently have the really high team set. Actually, let me go save this because this is a team that is relevant for best Iron Gut teams in the game. We'll be needing that. Put over Hatter and Scroll, I think. It's a good Hatter and Scroll team, though. Put over this, I guess. Pace team. Iron Gut High. I think this is the most expensive team because he uses Zugoff. Though oddly enough, it uses 2 exceedingly low rarity troops, but does require Zugoff. This particular setup. Okay, there we go. That was a slight fail. Though luckily I have other kingdoms saved accordingly. Also, we can just run Rowain build here. Standard Rowain. Rowain. Leprechaun. Mirage. Hero with whatever. Oh no, I just made the thingy wrong size. I hate when I do that. Okay. And then we change our banner to the good one. And there we go. I have it set to Corsair. It's not wrong. Go Archer though. Let's go get these battles in. I said, hello, wow, welcome. Oh yeah, right, you're correct. It has to be level 50 plus. That one's only at 20. Oh no. I'm not sure if I have any saved at 50 plus then. You are correct. That might be a problem. Wait, how many do we have to do? Just 1 or 3? I assumed it was 3. Or do we just have to do 1? Because I thought I read it as 3, but it might be a lower number. It is under bronze, so it might not be that many. Wait, hold up. How many do we actually need? Also, let me go fix the graphic because it'll drive me crazy if I don't. Because it's off by 2 pixels. Okay, where was I? Was it 3? Oh, it is 3. Blue Slayer. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We're just re-rolling it. Whoops. Yeah, let's roll it. Re-roll it then. Okay, now we can just do PvP. Oh, but then the other thing has lack of synergy. You know what? Let me go kill some blues real quick, and then we'll go do it. Because I want to have some amount of blues killed first before I do that. And the main reason for that is I want the other PvP objective to come in pretty much at the exact correct time. So I need a little bit of blue kills first. So we still have to go slightly out of our way. Where on earth is Explore 3? Well, does it feel like it keeps going further down every single time? Also, only 1 blue kill there. Luckily, they were having 3. It should average about 2. Most locations that are really concentrated with blues have like a 3 or 2 average. I got really unlucky with only 1 there because this place normally does do around 3. Oh, another 1 though. And it got replaced. Oh no, it didn't get replaced. Luckily. But too bad it didn't get replaced with a blue gnome, because that would count. That would indeed count. I just realized we're on Explore 1. I can just use Iron Hawk. Also, I might switch over to Merlantis. I believe Merlantis has best ratio of blues. I know Glacial Peak is really good for it, though. It's currently only giving us like one at a time right now. If it gives us another one, we're just going to head to Merlantis. Merlantis, I think, is like, what, 70% blue or something? It's something absurd. Oh, it gives triple here. It was giving us a bunch of triple and quads earlier, and now it's giving us a bunch of ones. Like now it gives 2 triples in a row. Another triple. Triple, triple. We got the triple, triple. The triple, triple. Oh, except one got replaced by a gnome. Fail. The almost triple, triple. Alright, let me just go to Merlantis. We'll run Merlantis a few times and head to PvP. Only 2 here. It should rarely consistently always give at least 2, though, due to the sheer number of blues here. And you should almost never not give us 2. There we got a 3. They're both viable locations, though. We need to make a video on the best one for every single kingdom. Even I keep forgetting which ones are which. What you'd have to do is take the total number of troops and find out what the percent of blue is for the kingdom. The problem with this is this change, or for every single color, I mean, not for blue. The biggest issue with this is, that's going to be a lot of math, but the bigger one being that it changes every single week. Because obviously more troops come in every single week, particularly when a new delve comes in for a kingdom. So once all delves are in the game, we might cover it then. Because generally the biggest shift that normally occurs to the ratio of a kingdom is when a new delve comes in. And there's only, what, 2 more delves? 3 more delves? So once all the delves are in the game later this year, that might be a good time to cover it because the skews won't be as big anymore. Because obviously it getting like 1 or 2 extra troops on a given week is going to be a lot less effective than them getting 4 new ones from a delve, which in the past has been the biggest manipulator of the ratio of colors to a very particular kingdom. And now that almost all of the kingdoms have it, there no longer will be that skew. So we can finally fully realize which kingdoms have the which ratios. And honestly, I might just put in the description the full, because I'm going to do the math for all of them anyways. We might just do the full breakdown of every single kingdom in the game. Of course, it is subject to change based on every single week new troops coming into the game. But it should be close enough that kind of give an idea of what the ratios are for every kingdom. Because I'm pretty sure every troop within the kingdom is weighted evenly. The only exception to this is Legends and Mythics are not going to appear until later battles. Legendaries only appear on the last 2 battles, and Mythics only appear on the chest battle. But aside from that, they would all be weighted evenly. Like, everything epic and below is weighted evenly. So it might even make more sense just to do the ratios based on epic and below then, and not even count the legend or mythic. Just because they occur rare enough, particularly the mythic when you're doing stuff like this, that you don't really need to do them in the ratio. Because them being the corresponding color doesn't matter as much. The legends maybe a little bit more so, since it happens once every 5 battles. Remember when Mantis Shrimp was good? It was, yeah, it was like an okay kind of option. I don't think it was ever good per se. There was a point when it wasn't bad because it could be used with that one like Frozen Team and stuff. So there were still other mana generators that were kind of more optimal than it. It was just a option that worked. Alright, we go do PvP now. I think I might have overshot it a little bit too. Okay, let's go do a bunch of PvP. So we gotta do 22 PvP battles. It does specifically state ranked, right? Yes, it does specifically state ranked. There are 2 ways to do ranked PvP battles. One is to do your Guild War battles every single day. However, In order to do that done without touching normal PvP, you would have to play 5 days of Guild War battles and win all except 3 of them. So that's not too viable because we'd be here all the way until Saturday until that gets done. But of course the easier way of doing that, or not easier, but quicker way is, well, it could I guess be easier than that. But the alternative, of course, is just a spam rank PvP. And that is exactly what we'll do. And we'll do it with, I'll do it with Night Spider. Good old Night Spider, still one of my favorite teams in the entire game. There's a forum post on which one's the best to do for every single color. That's pretty convenient. I want to redo the math for once every single kingdom's in the game, though. Because I'm not sure if that forum post is kept up to date. Is it? I've actually never seen the forum post that has that info on it. Because the ratios change every single week. Though they stay consistent enough that if you updated it like once a year, it'd probably be fine. But once all the delves are in the game, it's not going to shift as heavily anymore. Since on a given year, a various kingdom is likely only to get about 2 to 3 new troops. Whereas whenever a new kingdom comes around, that year it could get anywhere from like 6 up to 6 or 7 new troops. But now that almost every kingdom has their delve, that won't shift as much. It is 3 more, right? Is it 3 or 2? We need 3 more. The next one coming in a couple weeks. Actually, let me get the exact date. I believe it was 2 weeks from now. This one's for Dragon's Peak. I mean, for Dragon's Claw, I mean. Dragon's Peak is the name of the guild. Dragon's Claw is the name of the kingdom. I'm looking for... What's that? Technically under kingdom, but we can check troops as well. It is coming on... Oh wait, that's next Friday. Not this week's Friday, next week's Friday. Nice. So that's technically 2 weeks, though it's actually a week and a half. But yeah, 2 Fridays from now is next faction. And then we just need 2 more after that. And that's every faction of every kingdom that currently exists within the game. So we're pretty close. When is the next Vault event? August, or sorry, September 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it was September 26th. September 24th. So pretty much 1 month from today. September 24th. I think I said 26th in the video. Yeah, it's the 24th. Close enough. Technically, the 26th is a Vault event. It's just the last day of the Vault event, which is probably why I remember 26th. Because I looked at this and it's like, oh, it's from the 24th to 26th, so I remember the 26th part since it was the last thing I looked at. So technically, saying the 26th is not incorrect. It's just the last day of the 3 days. Though, theoretically, the 26th is indeed a Vault event. Just not the starting day of the Vault event. So me mentioning that in the previous video is technically not wrong. Just not the starting date, which is the 24th. Well, so that's interesting. This low of a level having 2 mythics. They're 2 pretty bad mythics, but they are 2 mythics. No, Scorpius technically isn't bad. He's just off meta currently. The Bloodwood's kind of bad though. There's so many better ways to bleed or entangle, specifically. And while it is the only thing that has the mechanic together, it doesn't do it viable enough to ever bother using. Yeah, I remember when Dragon Soul was really good. I still advise newer players to get it. It's still insanely good if you can pick it up early enough. Like, under level 500, it's still insane. It just falls off very quickly. But it's still a good way to passively gain souls prior to any of the methods where you get like infinite souls seemingly. Wait, what's killed it? Wait, what did it die from? Insta kill? What hero class are we using? This hero class doesn't have insta kill, does it? Wait, does Corsair have insta kill? I don't think it does. What killed it? Alright, now I'm confused. What on earth just killed the last lot? Wasn't paying attention. Completely. Let me double check. What on earth killed last guy? Was it bleed? Oh no, a random skull got it. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I didn't think anything else happened that could have possibly killed it. It was just an extra random skull I didn't account for. From the cascade. I was gonna say, because we shouldn't have any other mechanic that should have killed it randomly. Oh, what am I doing? Did we already have that mana? Oh, no. Yeah, Dragon Soul is still one of the best troops for new players to get. Though, if there was any one thing to craft legend-wise for a newer player, it definitely would have to be Tesla. Tesla is just so absurdly, ridiculously good. It's like the Zugoff of early game. Like, the amount of things Tesla could just decimate automatically without needing any stats whatsoever is insanely good. There's almost no piece of content that, like, if you're losing any piece of content in early game, all you have to do is own Tesla and then you don't anymore. It's simply that easy. Just obtain a Tesla. Because if you're struggling with pet battle, she does pets. If you're still struggling with dungeons, so that's quite a bit easier, but if you still are, she could do that. If you're struggling with Red or Blue Guild Wars, she does that. If you're struggling with factions, anything that can use her, she could do that. Yeah, pretty much anything. If you're struggling with Explore 12, she can do Explore 12 the second you own her. Urskea Shield plus her does Explore 12. You just have to use a barrier on Brown, the hero class. What Tesla team would I suggest for newer players? Assuming you don't have the 50% mana start, you'd want to run Urskea Shield, Tesla, followed by mana accumulation, like Leprechaun and something else or something. The ideal team is Urskea Shield, double Tesla into Holy Saint Astra. But the problem with that is most people early on won't have a second Tesla, and most people won't have a Holy Saint Astra. But you can obfuscate it by using just the Urskea Shield Tesla part with mana accumulation, like Leprechaun and something else that you might have early on in the game that is similarly viable. Like there's core troops that you build regardless. Because Urskea Shield allows her to scale even more, because it scales based on enemy stats, and Tesla also scales on enemy stats. So you have two things that scales based on enemy stats. Also, Urskea Shield has barrier spam, as well as hero potentially having barrier spam by using Titan or similar. And Urskea Shield keeps Tesla alive, and your barrier spam off a hero keeps your hero alive, which keeps the whole core of the team alive. Which is very useful because they can survive insta-kills. And that early on in the game, in higher content, everything's an insta-kill. It reminds me a lot of how Puzzle Quest 3 is currently played. Gems of War's early game is actually played very similarly to how the entirety of Puzzle Quest 3 is, in that you basically have to barrier spam forever to not die on harder content. And that's basically how you play all of early game in Gems of War. Because if you're trying to do like level 500 factions or, you know, super end game content as a new player, which is possible, but you need a lot of barrier spam and you need something that upscales like crazy. And Urskea Shield Tesla does that amazingly. Yeah, Tesla's probably the most important troop to have as a newer player. It just opens up so many things. Too bad it's not consistent to get. The only two realistic ways to get it is Adana Event Key, which is we just had pretty recently, and if it rotates Soulforge, but Legends take absolutely forever before they rotate. Also, this is a lot of objectives. It might have actually been viable to just repick this. Forgot how long 22 PvP battles take. There are quite a few of them. Because we're not even halfway yet. Nothing else, it gets that weekly 1.9k done. I generally don't do that most of the time, though we're going to get it done regardless because it's Guild War week, so I guess that technically didn't help us at all, does it? Because on a Guild War week, you pretty much automatically get it done because you have to do at minimum 30 PvP battles. Which is, as long as you don't get too high of a lose rate, you would hit 1.9k on it. Yeah, Zeddicus Shield is a free class weapon that you can obtain by pretty early in the game. You can have it by like level 50 or even earlier if you like truly focus it down. But I think you get access to Zeddicus Kingdom at level 25 or 35 or something. I forget the exact level because I think they changed it at times. But by level 50, you definitely have access to it. Though I think you get even earlier than that. But as soon as you have access to Zeddicus Kingdom, all you have to do is go and play through Zeddicus Kingdom. Then set to the hero class of Sentinel, which is the Zeddicus hero class. Then you have to win 250 times just by doing anything throughout the game. And then after 250 wins, you get Zeddicus Shield. The hard part would be getting Tesla. There's no consistent way to get Tesla, unless it rotates through Soulforge or Event Key. And if I'm not mistaken, it already came through as a legend on Soulforge already, so it could be a while before it rotates. And we just had an Adon event pretty recently, so both those two things are going to make it so it doesn't rotate for quite some time, actually. Though it is still possible to obtain it through neither of those methods, but that does mean you have to randomly find it from a Glory Key or a Gem Key or a Guild Key or something. And while specifically getting a legend off those things aren't too bad as far as the rate, specifically getting Tesla itself is rather unlikely to get exactly Tesla. Just because there's so many legends in the game. I wish legends rotated in a different way. The rotation system is really bad compared to Mythics. Even Mythics are starting to get a little bad because of the sheer amount that we're starting to get into the game. But I think it takes like half a year or something for legends to rotate, which means Tesla rotates like 1.5 times per year or something, as well as every legend in the game, because there's just so many of them, and there's only 4 per week available. Hoping they eventually change it. There we go. You finally got Dustbringer. Oh yeah, isn't it possible to get free to... I forgot to mention on the video earlier today, but if I'm not mistaken, it is possible to get free to play Dustbringer now. The final component is actually in Soulforge. I forgot to mention it during the video. But the Ankh of Nefertani, I always kept thinking this was a Kedar weapon, but it's actually a Droxzoom weapon. But yes, this is the 3rd component that has not rotated through Soulforge yet. So as of this week, it is now possible to do Dustbringer. You know what? Honestly, I might need to cover a video on Dustbringer this week. Gosh, we have a billion things we need to cover a video on. We might cover 1 video per day. So we need to cover 1 on Dustbringer. We need to cover 1 on Flask, which we'll be messing around with soon. We don't have it yet, but we're about to in the next like 10 minutes or so. And we need to cover a video on Iron Gut. So yeah, we might just cover a video every day for the next 3 days, going over various teams. Not sure what order we'll be doing it in, but I do want to cover a video for all 3. Dustbringer's pretty bad, though. Like, you definitely want to have Dawnbringer first, but it's a good weapon to eventually have. Meng can actually do it better most of the time, though, just because it's 10 lower mana cost for a very similar effect. Obviously, that does more damage, but Meng is still a great alternative most of the time compared to that thing. Alright, well, let's keep going. Still got a bit more ranked to do. Are we going to revamp any of my Guild War teams? I might for Red or Blue Guild War Day. I might try Flask. But aside from that, I think we're going to keep most of them the same. But I think I'm going to rework my Blue Guild War Day to incorporate Flask or something. Because I think I currently use Rope Dart for it. So I'm tempted to do Flask instead. We'll see. The only problem is I think my current... Well, we could always shoot it enough. But I don't think my current Blue Guild War uses every color. Because generally when you're using a Flask team, you want to cover every color. It's not required, but it would be better. That or we'll do it on Red Day. There's some really interesting extra turn options that can be used for it, particularly Goblin Rocket. Goblin Rocket, while slow, is actually an insanely high value troop. The amount of value you get for its mana cost is actually among one of the higher ones in the entire game. The reason you normally don't see me using it, if you ever see me doing a new player account, we'll use it like crazy. Because obviously it's ultra rare, so it's a lot more accessible to a newer player compared to most other options. But you don't normally see me using it because it's a little bit slow. It's the same reason you don't see me using like Draconian Monk or Cockatrice or stuff like that. They're insanely good early game options that later in the game are generally too slow to use. Their pacing relative to other options. But they are really good value. And Goblin Rockets with that Flask might actually be good enough value to bring back later in the game. I haven't messed with Goblin Rocket in ages. The main reason he's so viable, he's the only explosion in the entire game that has automatic extra turn. And there's a lot of weird gimmicks you could do based on that, particularly with potions. Because you don't even have to explode the potion directly. You can just set it up into other stuff on the board and then take the extra turn. There's a lot of things that's going to be possible for. So I think Red Guild War in 2 days we might revamp our team, because I think I currently use Zugoff. I think everyone's seen like a billion Zugoffs at this point. Not to mention, I think I've run Zugoff for multiple different Guild War days. Or maybe it is only the one. I need to go double check. I know I used to use it for multiple, but I've been shifting a couple of them around. Oh, what do we want here? We'll go for that. I got that down. Get another one going. Get a rope dart there. Captain McCall. He needs like a loud screech sound. This database will let you find the best kingdom to farm based on color, type, etc. Wait, is there a database that already consistently does that? Really? Oh, cool. That is rather convenient. Gosh, how many databases does this game have? Honestly, I feel like the community works more on Gems of War than Gems of War dev team. The amount of resources this game has is pretty insane. And what's kind of funny is that's almost not incorrect either. The devs used to keep on their website like a list of like all the troops and everything, and it kept being like out of date, and they kept forgetting to update it constantly and everything like that. And then something like Gems of War database came around, which I don't use as much these days, though it's still an amazing website. And then once that came around, they were like, oh, I guess we'll just stop bothering to update this and just let them do the website thing. And then they never bothered again. It's literally not even a part of the website anymore. Which would be kind of funny if it still was, because there's over 1,000 troops in the game now. And they weren't even upkeeping it when it only had like a little over 100. Oh, why did I not cast that? That would be better. How close are we on these objectives, by the way? We should be pretty close. Also, Trippy's ready. Only 14, though. That's not the one I wanted. Oh, I was gonna say, come on. Really? We're that close. I get 3 more PvP battles. And that's every last task except for one, right? Last silver, right? Yeah, we just have to use a hammer 15 times, which is basically just quick kill with rolling 15 times. Nice. Okay, so what was that? 2 more battles? 3 more? Till we see the PvP objective happen. What is the fastest PvP team currently? It depends what you're up against, because some will fail against some teams. But yes, I believe Zugoff with a curse, like a Karen Dare or Zugoff team might end up working out the best, because you can't use the normal one you would use for Explorer because of the counters that have immune, or you know, a lot of things will have immune. But almost nothing runs immune to curse. There are a few teams that run Enraged Karendera, but a good majority of the Fen teams do not have Enraged Karendera or any of the Dooms or any of the troop that have Indestructible on it. Or whatever that one troop trait is. I keep forgetting its name. They just keep calling it Indestructible. But the trait that gives it immune to everything. Very few people run that, or anything that has that. So you can normally get away with a Curse Zugoff team of sorts. Where you just quick kill off the Zugoff and just run it with Curse. Run it that way. Oh, what am I doing that for? We already had the win condition. Alright, that should be all of our glory. And now I think we need 2 more PvP battles to count for the 22 PvP we had to do. Most people don't run Leona's Tower either. But yeah, the 2 most common things you'll see that have it are Leona's Tower or Enraged Carandarer. I feel like Enraged Carandarer is definitely the most common out of anything that has it, though. Occasionally, people will also be trolling with Dooms on their team, and you want to avoid those battles. Because those do have the immune trait as well, that make it go slower. How's he not dead? There we go. Captain McCall, go do something. I think that's the first time we cast him all day. Almost forget he even has a cast sometimes. Because you're using him for his half mana start and pretty much entirely his half mana start. Did they up the weekly seals from 2,000 to 3,500? No. It might just be a glitch. We were using an orb last week and it still carried over the number. I'm not sure if that happens commonly, but no, it should still be 2,000. No, I haven't looked at the screen. But that sounds exactly like you used a major purple orb and it might have just glitched, or you forgot you used the purple orb. Or it just glitched and gave you the cap that it had last week for this week. I can go check though. I normally don't look at that page. But if you used a purple orb, that's why it's 3,500. That's not where I wanted to go. Looking for guild. Guild again. Yep, mine's still normal. Okay, what am I looking for? We did that, we did that. Boom, okay. One last objective. Use hammer 15 times. And then we'll go mess with Flask. Actually, I'll hand out a code as soon as we do that. Then we'll hand out mess with Flask. Technically, we do have access to Flask right now, though. I do want to finish out the last objective. However, there it is. Celestial Flask. Also, we need to make the determination on if we're going to upgrade it or not. I need to see what its perks are. Oh, also, we got more copies of the, I almost said bird, of the little pixie. So we can go upgrade it now. I don't like the pixie that much. Haven't even worn it on our shoulder yet. I'd rather wear the kitty and then the dog this Wednesday. However, I will go upgrade it real quick. Upgradable. It's only one, of course. I almost clicked equip. That would have been a fail. And I will go level it. Also, don't we already have another pixie in the game? Pretty sure it's not the only one. Also, why did I do it in that order? That made no sense. Now I have to upgrade it twice. I didn't use any extra resources, but I had to go to that screen twice instead of once. Okay, anyways, so we did that. Let's just go do a ruin real quick. So we can do this literally anywhere, it doesn't matter. Hello, Blackhawk. We already have this set to explore 1. And now let's go do a ruin build. Wherever it is. Where'd it go? It was right on top of it. There it is. And we gotta do this 15 times. And we'll go hand out a code, and then we'll go mess with Celestial Flask, which should be very broken. I think it's a top 20 weapon in the game. Oh, we haven't tested it yet. But based on what its description is, it definitely seems like a top 20 weapon. Also, why do I feel like it'll gain enchant? It definitely seems like a weapon that will gain enchant, especially because it's from Silverglade. Or not Silverglade, I keep saying that. It's from Bright Forest. I'm not sure why. I always confuse Silverglade and Bright Forest, even though they're on the exact opposite sides of the map. Something about them just always confuses me. But I think that was also because they were added back to back, and they almost seemed like the same kingdom as well. Even though they're decently different. One's more based on Fairy Fire, the other one's based more on enchant. Also, one's a magic kingdom, and the other is not. But I believe they were added back to back, or at least really close to each other. Not on the map close, but, you know, close time-wise. I'm pretty sure one was added than the other. As far as Kingdom Order of their initial release. Also, wonder when we're getting that 35th kingdom. They said we would get new kingdoms, but they said at the beginning of this year, which means we still have about 1.5 years before we actually get them. That's how Gems of Wartime works. Something like that. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it pans out. We'll go test it as soon as we finish this out. The last few hammer kills. It's hammer time. Actually, more like Flask time. This is also the first thing in the entire game that viably allows you to use potions as well. Currently, it is very clunky to try to use any potion build because the blue troop that came out today is pretty useless. And while the brown one is good, it's used for skull spam teams. It's not used for mana accumulation teams because its ability does skulls. It does not do, you know, it doesn't do any kind of spell damage. It doesn't do any kind of brand creation. It getting hit by a skull does, but it itself does not directly do it. Whereas Flask is quite a bit different because you can use really heavy spell-based teams and just use it to mana accumulate it all over the place. In Guild Wars, what do you think is the most efficient metal to use? Cleanse. Cleanse by far, it's not even close. Like 20% mana star into 2 cleanse metal, 3 cleanse metals are ridiculously strong. Nishas are good too if you have literally no reason to cleanse whatsoever against their team. But more often than not, you want to be using 2 or 3 Orpheuses for the cleanse. It's just that important to not be frozen or death marked or anything. Though do keep in mind, if they have an Obsidious or Stun on their team, Orpheus metal does not work if you're stunned. So you do have to be mindful of that. However, if they have stas effects, but those stas effects aren't stun, it's extremely effective. So if they have like a death mark spam team, or more commonly a free spam team, or something similar, but they don't specifically have a stun, Orpheus is insanely good for it. It's normally Frost Mage that you have to have Orpheus for. There's a few other instances, but Orpheus is the most common one. Okay, there we go. That is the final objective. Let's go hand out a code, and then let's go mess with Celestial Flask, which requires having all of the Chapter 3 tasks done. Or if you have the bigger pass, you could have just done part of it. But yeah, it would require all of them otherwise if you have the normal pass, which is why we finished out all of them. But anyways. Oh, what are those? Those actually look pretty cool. Oh, fountain sets. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Oh, we got a rainbow fountain. Oh, we got an orb from the pet upgrade as well. Oh, it's a useless orb as well as a useless pet. Anyways, let me go hand out a code for you guys. And wait, what's the flash offer right now? Oh, just the pet thingy. I don't need any of them. I have them all. But anyways, let me go get you guys a code. I wonder if it prioritizes pets you don't have if you happen to not have pets. I actually don't know because I own every pet in the game. So I'm not sure if it actually prioritizes it. Oh, also, I haven't checked any code from the new batch. This is the first code from the new batch, so hopefully they work. Normally I like to check them to make sure if they do. Well, we're checking now. Since I haven't had the opportunity to yet. Let's see. They should be fine. So far, every single code Kafka has ever given us have been valid codes. Unlike some of the Salty codes. Pretty sure Salty has accidentally given her, have given us her own code stash before many times. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code will be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is where we put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chats. Copy paste some random numbers and letters, send them to XD. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Only usable on PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, everyone. But there you guys go. So, next order of business. Let's go use Celestial Flask. Any chance of getting big codes again? I do have a couple spears that we can hand out for big events. As far as specifically getting them, I'm not sure. But I do have several big spares. I think we have like 7 left. We'll do it for special events. I'm not sure when our next time will be, but we'll still hand them out occasionally. I am looking for... What am I looking for here? I'm looking for a weapon. Why on earth am I underneath classes? Okay, let's go check out Celestial Flask. That is not how you spell Celestial. Okay, Celestial Flask. So first things first, what does it get for upgrades? Cause a random positive status effect on self. Cleanse self. 1 mana to all allies. Gain life. I think that's worth it. So an extra 1 mana accumulation. A cleanse to itself, which honestly is probably the most relevant thing out of any of these. A random status effect, which is inconsistent, but that could be enchant, that could be barrier. You're going to cast this enough that it's going to be beneficial. So yeah, we'll max it out. I don't see any reason not to. It's not like it has a weird board control thing. Though even though, it actually wouldn't be horrible with a random board control one. just because it's already doing other board control. Alright, let's go see what this can do. What team are we going to overwrite here for this? Scroll Reborn. Start getting rid of the these things. They're not too relevant anymore. They were for last season, but we are past that. Okay, Celestial Flask. Oh, that's funny. Celestasia. I remember when that was added. Actually, it wasn't horrible. Okay, how on earth do we want to build around this? Honestly, I kind of want to go with the cheap team first. Just because there's really funny gimmicks we could do with it. So I want Goblin Rocket. Oh yeah, we can't use that one troop, but we can use, what's his name? Actually, I'm going to fully commit to it. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this. Because this is still a somewhat cheap team. Well, this thing's an epic. What's his name? I forget his name now. I forget his name. Also, apparently, I forget his colors as well. Wait, what? I thought it was green and purple. Does it? Oh, he doesn't have Empower though, does he? That's the problem. Where on earth is he? Am I going crazy? Okay, let me just go under Goblins. Kingdom, Zacian. Where on earth is he? There he is. Why couldn't I find him? Strength Filler. That was weird. But anyways, there we go. I now just need one other option that can be done cheaply. What color are we missing? Brown? That's good. Brown underneath Goblins. Unfortunately, this team doesn't get to use Truffle, but Truffle doesn't feed anything into Flask, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, green-brown won't help us as much. Plus, we don't necessarily want to be creating brown. Ha, we could use Iron Gut. Brown with board control that has extra turn. That's accessible to newer players. That ideally also feeds back into Flask. Mistralis, oddly enough, would actually be pretty good. This thing has % extra turn. It's literally just 30% though. I just had to do Nobbin Brothers. You do have Explode, right? Yeah, 1 in 3 chance, but it's a chance. Still possible. Yeah, I believe that's how we roll it. And then we change banner to be very red focused. And probably secondary of blue just because how important it is to get Flask back up. Though you don't have a +1 for your thing. Doing yellow might actually be better. Just because we're going to have so much red going into or immediately anyways. I won't mind this brown. It isn't as big a deal if we do. Actually, you already have green, don't you? No, you have green Storm. You don't have green Link. I'll roll it with that then. Alright, this should be the cheaper team. It does use epics though, but it doesn't use legends or mythics. Yeah, let's go just mess with this in PvP and see what happens. See if it just gets decimated immediately. So here's the cheap team for it. No legends, no mythics. Let's see. No Surge. Good thing that missed. Good thing that missed. Oh yeah, let's see what we can get out of Flask. So, Flask, go. 3 different potion gems. Wait, does it always do the same color? Oh no. That's even more broken. Wait, does it always do the same color? Hold up. Does it always do the same color? We're about to find out. Let's see. We'll do that. We'll then do this. Oh! That's so broken! Oh no! That's even more broken than I thought. Wait, is this... What does this explode based on? Oh, it's based on their color. It's a little bit annoying, actually. We'll definitely need to try a higher rarity team. Oh gosh, Flask is super broken if it always is the same color. It also means Destroy of a color is going to be even stronger with this thing. I forgot, everything on this team has extra turn. I don't need to worry about anything. Okay, we'll take a bunch of green. Okay, this weapon is probably top 10 in the game. We'll definitely need to try with it with a higher rarity stuff. Oh, wait, why am I doing that cast first? I should have done the other explosion. Okay, I need mana. Give me mana, please. Thank you. Oh no, I'm 1 mana short. Oh no, we're finally gonna lose our turn. Oh, I wanted infinite turns. Give me infinite turns. Okay, so that's an infinite. 1 infinite down. Let's go find another now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a true infinite because it creates the same color every time, and that's very broken. Though Nobin Brothers making it slightly less infinite. But once it gets rolling, this is gonna be so insane. Okay, let's see. So we'll take this. Actually, I need I think we just blue surge here. Of course it doesn't surge. Wonderful. Now let's take that blue. Let's hope this gets us rolling. Yellow, not the ideal color to be finding first. And somehow did not actually turn from all that mess. Okay, we'll take our blue, and it should get us rolling onto an infinite. Hopefully, because we're about to die from that otherwise. Okay, did we finally reach infiniteness? Find out in a moment. So we do this, we get red, good. Let's go pop this red. Which then gives us mana for everything. We'll then go do this because we can. That gives us blue. Who uses blue? Flask. So we'll do this and hope for explode. We'll do this and get all of our blues going. We'll do that and then Flask again, which determines what we're going to do. It is now purple, which means I need you to cast because you're purple. So whatever one uses the mana is the one that needs to cast. So we still have purple, so we can have you cast again. And now we go do an explosion over here, get some skull damage. Okay, we have blue set up, so we can go do Flask. We now got purple, so we can go do the other one again as well. We'll throw down a Nobbin because we can. We'll take the blue first, though. And take the blue again. So now we have Flask again, so we'll cast Flask. We'll then do this. This is literally an infinite! It's a very low damaging infinite, but it's an infinite. With only epics and below. That weapon's technically a legendary weapon, but you generally don't look at the rarity of a weapon because they're obtained by drastically different means. The rarity of the weapon doesn't necessarily reflect the actual rarity of the weapon. Our infinite loop finally ended though. So I kind of messed it up as far as where we need to go. So it's pretty close to an infinite loop. You have to really pay attention. Oh, there we go. I don't feel like it's that viable to use, but it's pretty funny. Okay, now let's go use one with mythics. Let's step this up one a little bit further. So, let's go do, where's Hatter and Scroll? We're gonna overwrite all of these. Okay. Goodbye, Hatter and Scroll. You're a good team, but not this week. But it's a pretty solid team. Okay, so let's go build around having every option in the entire game at our disposal. So first things first, let's go get Flask. So there's Flask. Let's see. Make sure all your defend teams are unique, otherwise you don't get the full bonus. So obviously we need Flask. Why does Mistralis feel like a good option? Honestly, you know what seems like a really good option for this? Great King, oddly enough. Anything that has a really good destroy will be good because if it's always the same color every time, you can always just go for it. So I'm gonna go for Great King, I think. Get a Leprechaun because we need the explosion. Though, is there a better extra turn method for that? We can get away with Leprechaun. Actually, Thrall would be kind of interesting with this team. We'll go Leprechaun, though. And lastly, we need something that covers yellow. Mistralis is tempting. We're mixing two different damage types, though. We could do Weaver. Weaver doesn't feel like it would work too well with it, though. What's a good extra turn spammer for really high? Iron Gut doesn't have any extra turn potential. The problem with using Truffle or Beatrix is their coloration is not good for Flask, because neither of them feed back into Flask. This also can't create brown potions. And one of the two colors it creates is brown. I kind of do want Mistralis, though. Might just have to replace out Grey King, then. We need something to hit the board, though. And he can consistently just always do all 3 potions without having to worry about it. I might be targeting weirdly based on it, but he would indeed pop all 3 potions at once, which means we pretty much guarantee get whatever it is. Also, this team's almost pure blue. It's literally pure blue except for Leprechaun. So I might have to adjust it to be pure blue just for the sake of it. I don't know, what's a good empower that uses green under blue? Blue, green, all, empower. Feed red into the thing by converting away the browns that we don't need. Unfortunately, those do need brown, but the Flask would still be good. Smash Mouth with Mistralis. Yeah, honestly, I feel like Mistralis is going to be used for quite a few of these. Thrall's a pretty fun option to end up putting into it. I want to make it pure color blue at this point, though. Which makes it very tempting to convert all brown to red. Ironhawk. It wouldn't give us a quick start, but it kind of would work. Oh, but we need to cover green, though. Let me just see what all the green-blue options are. This guy could technically work. Oh, wait, what was your color again? Oh, you create brown, though. What's a good green-blue board control option? Actually, you know what? We could do that. We actually could Beatrix. Just because we have so much stuff already using brown, plus we need to cleanse anyways. My concern here is if this goes into Guild War, we have no way to start quickly. This is entirely dependent on us just getting ridiculously lucky right at the beginning. We can have a half mana start, though. I don't know, what kind of start? I almost wanted to do Frost Mage here, actually. Have like a Frost Mage start. Get that little bit extra blue. Have Blue Storm already active. Because it's just so important we get it rolling. Gotta go blue-brown, though. Actually, I don't know. Brown's a little bit of a weird one to have. Wait, I almost want to go Core 0. We need blue so badly. The problem with that is we'd have to go with a 20% mana start. However, that would allow the whole team that has really high mana cost to have a 20% start. So you know what? I think we are going to go down that route. And just kind of go all in on the gimmick. Do I want to have brown, though? We use enough of it, I feel like we will, even though the Flask doesn't specifically use it. Now we could do green just to make sure Queen Beatrix works a little bit better, but just in case we have a really bad situation, I want to have access to brown. Oh yeah, the only problem with that is we do have to minus the color, don't we? You know what? I'm actually just going to go double blue banner. I don't think I want to minus anything. Okay, so there's 2 different things we could do. We could either go Frost Mage or Core 0, I think would be the 2 best ways to start. I'm leaning towards Core 0. The only problem with that is if they have a counter to blue on starting board, it wouldn't work out as well. However, Core 0 does have some ways to survive. It can go dodge instead of water. Oh, but then it minuses 1 extra blue. I might just go Frost Mage. It's so important to have the half mana start. Plus, we still can have blue without it conflicting. Plus, we get a free explode, though that might mess up our setup occasionally. But overall, I think it's going to be better. Submerge, just for the sake of it. This thing doesn't count as a relic, does it? Oh, it doesn't have anything magic to boost ratio off of, even if it does. It does count as a relic. However, it doesn't boost ratio off of magic, so it doesn't matter if it has more magic. Oh, which also makes Frost Mage slightly bad because of that. We can still use it for the freeze aspect. Now we could just go tank hero class. Honestly, you know who I kind of want to go? Where's Monk? Let's just go Monk. Alphabetical order, still can't find it. There it is. Let's go Monk hero class. Freeze at start. Cleanse, because extra cleanse, why not? All brown allies gain some extra armor. Fairy Fire, random when an ally dies. Or we could do blue life. Ooh, life's actually a little bit better here. Barrier on brown. Extra blue mana. And fortitude. Yeah, let's see what this can do. Monk hero class. Do it with 20% into Oh wait, do I actually need cleanse on, hold up. Let me actually get rid of cleanse on extra turn. You know why? Not only does the weapon have it, though that's not the reason why. We have Beatrix on the team. So we technically don't need cleanse on extra turn. So what can we get instead of that if we do? Where on earth did my team go? So instead of cleanse on extra turn, we can go immune to freeze. That's good. So in case they're running like a frost mage team or something, it makes it so we have immune at the beginning. That's kind of convenient. Okay, so because it's important because he has automatic extra turn and we want to make sure it maintains that automatic extra turn. Okay, I think this is our team. Let's go do 20% mana start with I guess 8 magic is fine. We got a pressure damage. Let's see what this does. Let's do it against a real team and see what happens. My biggest concern is it starts too slow. What team is that? That you just mentioned? Is that Flash, Ralph, Smashmouth, Mistralis? Sounds pretty good. Thrall's just gonna go insane once it starts getting mana accumulation rolling. Speaking of getting mana accumulation rolling, let's see what happens here. Alright, let's go do Flask. Unfortunately, it misses. So we're gonna have full mana off the other thing. Oh no! It just converted all yellows into green, and it was potions. It doesn't convert the potion like it does in Puzzle Quest 3. That's kind of weird. They do it for Puzzle Quest 3, but they don't do it for Gems of War. So the mechanic I'm referring to is in that game, anything that has a current state will convert the gem into the other color. Well, I guess technically it did overwrite power gems too, but it kept the other aspects, which is a unique mechanic that Gems of War doesn't have. But I don't know. I still feel like it should convert it to the other color. It has one of every color. Like in that game, other game, it doesn't have one in every color. But this game it does, so there's no reason why it shouldn't do that. Also, this team just got Beatrix carried so hard. Let's try this again, but hopefully be more Flask-based. That convert was absolutely horrific. It converted exactly when we needed it not to. Is this even a real team? No, it is not. Is that a... Oh gosh, where's all the real teams? Fine, we'll take this one. We'll take this one then. Yeah, the hardest issue is getting all the mana initially. Once we get that rolling, we kind of just auto-win. Yeah, I think we just auto-won. Problem, I don't have a way to crack it immediately, so I'm actually going to pass my turn. It might seem like we're somewhat wasting our turn, however, I need the mana before we can start functioning. I'm going to give him a Skull Poke, because we have Barrier anyways. And now we just won. We throw this down. We'll go do Mistralis, because we need the yellow mana. And now we just go pop all the yellows, which guarantees we create 21 to 36, is it? No, it's 7 to 11. So using Grey King or anything that can destroy all of a color will guarantee you will create 21 to 33 of a color, which is essentially an automatic extra turn. So now we just go through down Mistralis, we then go through down a Beatrix, we then go through down another Beatrix, and you know, we just kind of get the extra turn spam to get our Flask back up, and then just win off of that. Unfortunately, no more extra turns here, but we'll just take a Skull, get another Flask down. Ideally, we'll have a way to take it immediately. We'll do that. Land our extra turn, throw down another Flask, because why not? It lands on yellow, so we'll pop all the yellows. We'll then go and use all that yellow, cast Mistralis, use Beatrix. What on earth is this team? Wait, Beatrix, you didn't land it? Gosh, Beatrix, I hate you so much. I hate the inconsistency of Beatrix so much. Also, it just overlapped every single color we needed there, fail. I really hate Beatrix's extra turn potential. Or lack thereof. You know, I'm just going to target yellow and kill him at this point. Oh, wait, he has to merge. Oh, no, this still bypasses it, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Because it targets each one individually based on their color. Even if it's all enemies, it doesn't count as submerge counter. Because it's not actually hitting all enemies. It's hitting each one individually. I like this. Alright, let me go check fake Bejoled's team. We'll do that after this one. But overall, honestly, I could see me using this on Blue Guild War Day. It's going to have a little bit of a bad start, but as long as its turn 1 isn't horrific, it's going to be fine. The only concern is its turn 1 is going to be really, really bad. And that's going to result in just losing immediately. Because a bad turn 1 with this is pretty much just guaranteed loss. Oh, we do this on purple. That gives us all the purple we're ever going to need. The only problem with that, too, is what if we're targeting a color that the enemy barely even has? Because that can end up happening, of course. Because we have to target the potion, but it happens to be a color they don't particularly use. Blue is definitely the most useful potion to be getting for this team, that is for sure. Yet it's still missed. Really? You're spawning at minimum 21 and you're still missing. Gosh, gem spawning can be awful sometimes. 21 gem spawn came in land. The most effective thing to target would be yellow against this team, isn't it? Yes. That was a good target, yellow. That pretty much just auto wins this battle. And let's match here, have Beatrix. But yeah, it definitely works. Alright, let me go see what this other team was. Where'd it go? Is this just the Thrall one? I feel like Thrall would be pretty good. This could be a good low rarity one too. Oh, then again, I don't know. Thrall's a weird one. Thrall's common, but you need the magic to be able to use him, so technically he's not actually low rarity. Like, he's a low rarity troop that needs high rarity magic. But yeah, anything with Mistralis I feel like is going to be meta for it. It definitely seems like Mistralis is the way to go. Also, I just realized I just copied your team and now my monk is set incorrectly probably. No, you actually have it set pretty well. The only thing that's different is the Fairy Fire. Fairy Fire is stronger, but you're generally not dying. You have recovery instead of the solid thing. I generally go the solid buff because it's more consistent. And you have cleanse because obviously we need cleanse instead of the other thing in this particular instance. Yeah, that works. It's pretty much set the same. Just these two are set differently. I generally prefer the durability on it. Fairy Fire can be good, but on a team like this where your first slot is the most important slot, you're generally not dying. Oh, did I forget to overwrite it? Oh no, I remembered. Oh no, I didn't. Did I forget to? That's a fail. Oh no, I did. Okay. Okay, let's go do one last battle. Let's mess with this. So Smash Mouth's a troop I haven't used. I honestly thought this would be super meta, but I haven't really been seeing anyone really using it. Deals damage to an enemy, and then knock them to the back, and then drain 7 mana from all enemies, then gain an extra turn. It's a great way to make sure the enemy has no mana. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of a slow start, but we can just take Thrall. Unfortunately, Thrall did not reach full mana. I just feel like putting another purple on a team like this, so that Thrall's mana can leak into it. Alright, so basically we just Flask, then we do this, and then we cycle it again, and then we do Flask, then we do this, then we cycle it again, and then you poke. Does he not have boost ratio for his damage? Oh, maybe that's why he's not used. He doesn't have boost ratio. But yeah, it's a pretty fun gameplay loop. Can't use it for any guild war though. But yeah, it can be used for PvP perfectly fine. Just gotta get that initial Thrall down and then just go crazy. Like pretty much every Thrall team. So we do that, we destroy everything. Then we cast our extra turns and rinse and repeat. The extra turn spam pretty important to be using with teams like this. We do that, did Thrall. Okay, then we need Thrall yet. Did the Mistralis. Then we do Thrall. We do the potion again. Then we do that. Then we do Mistralis. Also, you can do that to move them into the correct location too, which is kind of convenient. To move them into Mistralis range. So for example, he's currently not in Mistralis range, but now he is. Because that allows Mistralis to do more damage that way. Not too important to do that, but it can help. The only problem is when we get multiple potions like that, it makes the board kind of weird. That would happen regardless. Yeah, it works pretty good. And it mana drains them too, so as long as they don't have immune to mana drain, they're not really going to get a cast off. Unless it like really, really misses. Which can actually happen. But generally it's not really missing. I feel like with every team we were doing it with, it wasn't like a true infinite loop, but it loops enough that they're generally going to kill the enemy team before it stops looping. Well, there we go. We have 3 teams. So I'm probably still going to find more for later. Not sure what we can revamp on the cheaper team. The no mythic one. This one I'm perfectly fine with for running for Blue Guild War. I feel like there's something we could change out, though. I don't feel like Red Guild War would work as well, though. Mistralis seems like almost a must-have with this team, though. The amount of value you get from Mistralis in these teams is so good. Beatrix almost seems like the outlier here, to be honest. However, having the Cleanse for it's still pretty useful. When the campaign is over, no more potion gems will fall from the sky. True, however, it's not required to have potion gems fall from the sky for it to work. It's definitely helpful for this build. However, it's not required because it does 3 of the exact same every single time. And this is actually very broken compared to doing 3 random ones. And the reason for this is because you're going to be getting a burst of 21 to 33 of the exact same color. So the chance that it ends up, if anything, it arguably could actually be stronger if there's no other potions. Because one issue that it has now is, let's say a potion falls from sky. Let's say it's brown, because this can't create brown. And we end up creating 3 reds. We're now creating, let's say they all roll, or let's say the colors roll low, or the triple rolls low and the other one rolls high. Let's say we get 21 reds and 11 browns. The problem with that is we're now creating a mix of both. So those browns are going to override some of the reds. So that makes the reds that we just spawned a little bit less effective. When potions don't fall from sky anymore, this team could theoretically be more effective, every single one of this Flask teams. Because you will no longer have the outlying color. Because with the way that Flask works right now, it is guaranteed creating all of the same color. I'm not sure if this is intended or unintended, but it is currently creating 3 of the exact same color. So the minimum you're going to get from cracking all 3 of them at once by using a destroy of either Thrall or Grey King or, you know, any of the better destroys out there, you will end up getting a minimum of 21 gem spawn. And if that's all of the same color, the amount of value you get from that is pretty high. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. But honestly, it arguably could be stronger when random potion gems don't fall from the sky, rather than weaker. Have you tried it with Gorgotha and the weapon? I have not yet. Gorgotha could work. It's going to be like the same premise as Thrall. Pretty much any board clear like Leprechaun, Thrall, Gorgotha, they're going to work relatively similarly. Main reason for Thrall is it gains the full value from every single one, plus it only needs 6 mana, so getting it back up is pretty much guaranteed more often than not. Yeah, Gorgotha would be fine for it, if you want to run Gorgotha first slot with like a bunch of other stuff behind it. If nothing else, it would keep the Flask safer. A lot of the teams we've been running with runs Flask in first slot. Actually, I believe every team we made runs Flask in first slot, oddly enough. Except maybe the cheap team, oddly enough. I think it uses it in second. But I think all 3 of these used it pretty far up in the team. Yeah, the only one we didn't use it in first slot on was the cheaper team. But every other team we have here does end up using it first. Because generally you want to make sure it's not mana block so you can get it immediately. It's really important you don't mana block it to start getting its mana up. So if you're using it for a Guild War day like blue or red, you're going to have it in first slot so you can get it quicker. And there's a lot of other instances where you might use it as a tank with Monk, because Monk gets quite a bit of value from it, because your extra turn spamming so much, and while ability extra turn doesn't count for the mana accumulated on it, getting an extra turn off a board does, so you can end up getting a lot of extra mana that way to make sure you can constantly keep doing Flask. It's also a way that you can manipulate a AI to end up taking Flask. So let's say they don't end up taking Flask mana. One way that you can get around that is to go and set to Monk. The only problem with that is the AI is a lot more unlikely to go do a board clear at the right time. Like, it might not cast Flask then do board clear. It might try doing a board clear then doing Flask, which would be bad order. So, yeah, AI might not use it correctly. I haven't seen an AI team actually use it yet, so we'll have to see. We'll test it more later. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. We'll be messing around with maybe a little bit more Flask. Kind of want to see what this thing can do. Obviously, we got Guild Wars starting up. I think we have Brown Guild War tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll be doing that. Getting the Guild Wars down. We'll have the new or not the new faction, but a faction. We'll have the Alithia faction. Pretty easy one to do peer faction for, and we'll go from there. And then this Wednesday we have the pet, and all this week we got Guild Wars going on. Also, I forgot to go do dungeons. You know what? Let me go do this real quick. It only takes a minute. So if anyone has any last minute questions, now would be a good time to ask. Otherwise, we'll be heading out. I might as well clear this out. We're already here. Might as well. Where on earth is Phoenicia? Why can I not find my Phoenicia team? I need to keep a top Phoenicia or something. Even as I colored it, I still can't find it. I made sure to make the little color like, oh yeah, it's going to be easy to find now. It's like, nope. It's the only colored thing I have pretty much. Yet having a color does not help me at all to find it. Which is kind of funny. Which is why I haven't colored all the Guild War teams yet. I feel like it's just going to be harder for me to find where the team is than easier. Because I'm just so used to the current format I have. that coloring it would just make it more confusing, not easier. Kind of like when I changed the name of the gnome team to make it easier to identify which one's the gnome one. Yet ever since I have, it has made it harder to figure out which one the gnome team is. Which is kind of funny. Because I was so used to the previous name I had set. And now that I changed it, it's like, oh, I keep forgetting. And I can't even remember what the previous name was. I just was so used to what it was. It had a number in it, so I need to like change it to something number related. I think will help. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You just pulled a power, your second power. Congratulations, Defiant. Very, very nice. Yeah, I think we've gotten... Oh, I actually lost track. Have we gotten 2 or 3 powers now? I think it's 3. Yeah, we've gotten 3 powers so far, which is definitely way above drop rate. Realistically, you should get about 1 power per year, based on drop rates. Though depending on how much you farm Vault events, it is possible to get closer to 2 to 3 per year. Anything 4 or higher is definitely above drop rate as far as luck, so very nice already getting your second one. But yeah, it's been so nice since Power Orbs have been around. It's been for 9 months now. Last December I ended up adding a 1% chance to get them off of well, major orbs, and they're a pretty nice addition to the game. You just get random powers for just opening up an orb, which is pretty cool. And we'll have some for the world event soon. Don't think we're quite at that point yet, but later this week we'll have that. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your week, and I'll catch you guys soon.